Submission is very important in every marriage. If you're a woman who submits in marriage, you always find peace in your home. It is written even in the Bible that we should submit to our own husbands. God knew that if we submit in marriage, we will get our peace of mind. We will get the love that we deserve as women. That's the reason why God asked us to submit to our own husbands. Submission is not easy. So God knew that submission will be very difficult for us women. That's the reason why He asked us to submit in our marriage in order to get our peace of mind. That's the reason why God asked us to submit to our own husbands, so that our husbands will love us. When you submit in your marriage, your husband will love you. No matter how hard it is for a man to love his wife or his woman, if you submit to your man, he will love you. Men do not display love as we women do, but they will love you. If you submit, it's easy to love you. In the early years of my marriage, I was not submissive. I'm the type that before you even finish saying what you want to say, I've already responded. I was that type. Maybe because of my observations about marriage from close relatives and how wives are being taken for granted in their homes when they submitted to their husbands, that shaped my mindset about marriage in a certain direction. And when I got married, things were not easy for me, because the man is the head of the family, and one boat cannot have two captains. So you can imagine what will happen in your home when you decide to take up the role of the man. If you are not submissive, if you're always opposing, like I was doing in the early stages of my marriage, you will not have peace of mind in your home. Anything my husband tells me to do, I'll do the otherwise, because I set my mind that I will not let any man take me for granted. Based on the news I've been hearing about marriage and how some men are taking advantage of their wives in the home, I decided that I'll be an independent woman. Work hard so that I'll be able to take care of myself with or without a man, so that if a man tries to control me in any way, I can object. That was my mindset before I got married. So I wasn't ready to submit to anybody. I do not care who you are. That was me years back then. It brought a whole lot of misunderstanding in my marriage. If my husband tells me to go left, I'll go right. If he says I should sleep, I'll make sure that even if I'm feeling sleepy, I'll not sleep, just because it's coming from him. And it was not helping. I know there are some people watching this video who were like me years back then. Sometimes this behavior is very common in women who are working, women who occupy certain positions at their workplaces or in the society. We tend to build some ego. The ego that we have at our workplaces, we tend to bring that ego back in a house. We forget that in our home, the man is the head. If you are the boss in your workplace, don't bring that bossy attitude to your home. It will ruin your marriage. Many independent women out there have lost their marriages because of this attitude I had back then. Most of the time, if a woman is able to take care of herself and take care of the kids, we don't regard men the way we should regard them. Even when the man is rich or not, like me too, that attitude of me too, I'm independent, with or without you, I can survive. That attitude is common, and if you don't take care, by the time you realize, your marriage is over. No matter how big you feel at your workplace or in the society, no matter the occupation you are in, no matter how rich you are, you need a man in your life. And once you've chosen this man as your husband, it's your duty to submit to the man, if only you want to stay married. If you don't submit to your husband, there is no way your husband can love you. No. You submitting to your husband makes it easy for the man to love you. If you want to get the heart of your husband towards you and your children, I will advise you that you learn to submit. Learn to submit. I learned it and it has helped me. I wasn't submissive at first. I'm the type that I do not like being controlled. Yeah, that's how best I can put it. Whether you're a man, whether you're my husband, I don't like controlling, like being told what to do. I hated that thing. I wanted to do things how and when I wanted. I don't want to be told to do this at this time. No. If you tell me to do something and it's not in line with what I've planned, I won't do it. So my home was very quarrelsome. Every week I'm fighting with my husband, not physical fights, but verbally. Yeah. Men like respect. Men, they need respect just as we need love. So in order to get your husband's love, you have to go down. It will take nothing from you. You being submissive will not take away your money. You being submissive will not take away your glory. It will rather make you lovable for your husband. If you submit, your husband takes care of you. It's even in the Bible that we are supposed to submit, like we should submit as wives to our husbands so that our husbands will love us. Most of the time we complain that my husband does not love me, my husband does not appreciate me, he does this, he's cheating, he's doing that. Most of the time it's because we are not submitting. If you are not submitting to your husband will think that you do not love him. If you disrespect a man, they interpret respect as love, so he will think that you do not love him, so he will also not love you. So in order for peace to reign in your home, and in order for you to stay married, so them do you apart, as you said on your wedding day, you have to be a submissive woman. Being submissive is very hard. I must admit, it's not an easy thing at all. Being a submissive woman is not easy. It's not easy. And it's not like you will submit today and you go on vacation and then come back and submit again. No. Submission in your marriage must be a daily thing. It's something that you have to do daily. Every day of your life, you have to submit in your marriage. If you don't submit, your marriage will collapse. It's the hard truth. If you don't submit, no man wants a woman that is not submissive. If you are not a submissive woman, no matter how much your husband loves you, he will leave you. Eventually, he will get fed up with your attitude and your rebelliousness and then leave the marriage. And by the time you realize, it will be too late. Most people, because of ego, most women, because of ego, I will not do this, I will not let him take me for granted. No, you submitting to your husband will not let him take you for granted. To every rule, there is exception. There are some men out there who are narcissists that regardless of how good you are to them, they have a different mindset, so they will maltreat you. With the exception of those men, every man you submit to, every husband that you've married, no matter how stubborn the person is, my dear, if you go down for him, the man will love you and even will do things for you without you even asking. Submission makes marriage easy for both of you. If you submit to your husband, he loving you will be very easy for him. But if you don't submit, he will not love you. And every day there will be fighting here and there. There will not be peace in your home. Your husband cannot even come home when he closes. Then you the same person who is playing stubborn, you'll be complaining. He doesn't come home early. He's not staying in the house. I suspect he's cheating on me. If you're not obeying your husband's instructions, he will not be happy at home. Men naturally are leaders, so they like to lead. Let's say your husband is not a leader at his workplace, he's not the leader there. But in the home, you have to let him exhibit his leadership role as the head of the family. If you go down for a man, if you submit for a man, there is nothing he will not do for you. If you respect a man, there is nothing he will not do for you. If you want your man to love you, submit, and you will get it just as you want it. If you don't submit and someone out there submits very well to him, his heart will gravitate toward that woman who is giving that submission. So my dear, treat your husband with care. Marriage is not easy. If you are not married yet, this message is also for you. Make up your mind that you will submit to the man you are choosing as a spouse. So to make things easier for you, go for someone you respect, like someone that you will not find it difficult to submit to. Once you marry the person, you have to submit to the person. It's not like if your husband says go and kill someone, you just follow because you're submitting to him, then you go and kill somebody. No, that's not what I'm trying to put across. What I mean is that submit. If your husband gives a directive in the home, let's say in this home, I want us to be doing morning devotion every morning, like when it's 6 a.m. Don't say no, I can't do it. Don't be opposing your husband. Don't be an opponent with your husband. No, be in the same thing with your husband. If you are always in agreement with your husband, you tend to notice that he will be asking you for your ideas when he wants to make any decision, because he knows that you are submissive. So there's no need he won't also be submissive or reciprocate. If you are submissive to your husband, he will also be submissive to you. It's not like he will lie down for you to trample upon him or something, but he will ask for your ideas when he wants to take any step. He will know that you are a good woman, and he will give you the peace that you are yearning for. Submit to your husband even when your husband cheats. It's not like you only submit in your marriage when your husband is doing the right thing. Even when he's not doing the right thing, you have to submit to him. Submission is a daily thing, whether your husband offends you or not. If he offends you, you have to submit. Regardless of what he does, you have to submit. Though you draw his attention to the wrong he's doing, but do that in a respectful manner. Don't talk harshly to your husband no matter what he does to you. No. Don't respect him or don't submit to him only when he's giving you money or he's paying the children's school fees. Whether he has money or not, submit to him. Submit to your husband. If you are not married yet, go for someone you respect and you can submit to. Once you decide to get married to the person, that's the head you chose for yourself. Nobody forced you to get married to the man. It was your choice. He proposed and you accepted to be his wife. So once you accept to be with that man, my dear, be ready to submit in that marriage. I'm here to share my experiences with you, the things that I did in my marriage. I've been married for a couple of years. I've learned a whole lot of experience from my past mistakes and the mistakes of others. So I'm here to share them with you so that you will not walk the same path. Maybe you might not be that lucky. Your marriage will end in divorce. So stay with me. If you're interested in this kind of content, kindly like and subscribe to my channel.